Alrighty, I'll just make this one quick as well. Things can't really be taken seriously when it's all othering and all outwardly, but despite lots of cause for alarm towards it, the Catholics, it's a joint effort. The dissolution of the monasteries to finance the expansion of the British Empire has led us to here, but it is, in comparison, it's a nightmare. And so my guess is it's been tit for tat since then. And when there's a situation like that, it's very hard to work out exactly what's going on. But there should be an immediate approval process for a kind of current day monastic renaissance to counteract this governmental socialist medical insanity. I think the claims that were made against the monasteries in England were probably valid during their time, but when we look at them comparatively now with what is being, so basically the states, the government of the United Kingdom, the government of Canada, the government of Australia is now acting like a giant monastery to their own socialist medical science. There's nothing wrong with science when it's used as dogma and doctrine to kind of herd people into these cathedrals of paperwork, basically. Paperwork and public transport. It doesn't work. So there needs to be immediate establishment or re-establishment of these entities, and anyone should be able to basically hoist a certain type of flag which will be determined, and you will come under protection of this united Christian alliance to push back against this this state-based socialist communist delusion. And so, if there is any trespassing onto any estate that is flying this this banner, which for the establishment it will just be the traditional Union Jack, that will incite direct retaliation by the whole. There's no point arguing about semantics. We wouldn't be here without the dissolution of the monasteries. We wouldn't be in Australia. We wouldn't be having this argument, and it does lean too much towards the Catholic kind of government state medical conglomerate. It's too much. So there needs to be pressure for them to expose themselves as that. And basically every public hospital from now on should be recognised that is a Catholic organisation, even if it's public. Any of this stuff is not. That is property of the Catholic Church in a illegal cooperative arrangement with our federal, state, and local government. Pushing a ridiculously dangerous doctrine of extreme intervention into our medical lives and our psychiatric lives, because that is a new heresy. The heresy is if you're not Catholic but you've come into our building, you are a heretic, and so you're either mentally ill or you are mentally disturbed, and you need to be modified permanently to become a monstrosity. All talk, no action. Well, I think it's time to say goodbye to Stephen Wells. on here. Let's get him out of here. Obviously, he's a Catholic whore. Oh, hate speech. Will do. Hate, harassment, bullying, hate. Yeah. Promotes terrorism. There we go. So that's official Stephen Wells. Because action would be terrorism, mate. I'm not into that. So just getting rid of terrorists one day at a time. There's Stephen Wells, H9D. Officially, I've blocked a terrorist trying to provoke me into some type of action-based thing, which would be terrorism. That's what am I going to do? Throw a bag at a bunch of Aboriginals? That would be action. That'd be terrorism, mate. How do you think this works? You know what I mean? This is action as far as I'm concerned. This is the action that led to every single structure that you see around you. It's just been done with a video camera with a singo on instead of my jacket is in the shot. It's just too hot and I feel sick. I've got the flu. Yeah, it's basic game theory. It's like, all right, you've been exposed or brought into our midst because you are supposedly, this is a pawn. Right? A pawn walks in. You've been led towards the hospital, which is a Catholic Church state alliance. You've been led there because you are out of alignment with an ungodly, unholy, and illegal alliance between the Catholic Church and the Australian federal, state, and local governments. You are then pushed and prodded to whichever direction, you know what I mean? Unless you then outwardly claim that you either want to join the Islamic cult or join the Catholic cult. You're either crazy, mentally ill, or anything else. I suggest all of you try this, you know what I mean? Or if you have a pair of chopsticks, you could pretend that you were a Chinese communist, and then you'll be allowed to be in the engine room of our government. But yeah, that's how that works. So you're identified, pushed into one of these organizations, labeled, given all the things, and then prodded around for the rest of your life, plugged in. Not a lot of Australian citizens on lifelong pharmaceuticals that aren't relying on the government subsidised pharmaceutical scheme. You know what I mean? It's all the same thing. That's enforced communion being given through our government illegally because you are married as the government, as our Prime Minister, as our premiers, all of you. You have taken too many wives. This is illegal. This is in our laws. This is polygamy. You are borrowing beyond your means to be able to pay it off. You are on a slippery slope down to fucking Nowheresville. There is no way out of this. You cannot fix it. You cannot. It is not intended to make us thrive. It is intended as an invasionary action to establish and concrete this unholy, ungodly, and illegal occupation by the Catholic Church into our federal government, our state governments. If you're a police officer and you're enforcing Catholic law, you are not a police officer recognised by anyone in the British Empire. If you're what are they called? Community corrections, a prison officer, any of these things, if you were carrying this, you really need to open up your history book and understand where you are. There has been no point where the Union Jack has been lowered, removed, and done anything officially by our state government. They are acting as if they did. So that Union Jack was funded by the dissolution of the monasteries. So that Union Jack, that is the flag of the monasteries, they weren't dissolved and disintegrated. They were utilised and outwardly projected to bring us to our homeland, our Zion, if you will, in our Zionist British Empire expansionary actions, and all the works, the fine works that were undertaken in this mode, in this spirit, have now been, hijacked and are being utilised for Catholic fucking nonsense. So yeah, if you want to come at any single person that is flying under a Union Jack, you'd better open your history book and you'd better be able to do it. Or, Maybe you can just start speaking in tongues. I don't know, but it's not going to fucking fly down under. So the dissolution of the monasteries was utilised in the expansion of the British Empire to all its lands in the Commonwealth that it now maintains. We've had a pretty amazing track record to do with negotiations and diplomacy and political discourse rather than violence, especially in the last 80 years. And we seek to continue this, and we are very, 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 very unhappy with this subversive Catholic invasion of our territory. And we ask you all to very politely cease and desist all of this illegal activity on Australian soil. Thank you.